Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
A run by Foreman to start the drive.
They'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Play fake. Here's Prescott. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. And now it looks like we've got a Cowboy shaken up down there on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Here's Foreman. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Preston Smith comes in for the sack.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Now Prescott. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
53 is the mark. Then we're going to 53.
3rd and long for Prescott. And Wilson has it. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 29-yard line.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here, too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. Tackled that time by Sidney Jones.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Number 53. It's going to be a long day. That's going to be a long 26.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Prescott. And that's Elliott, complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Here we go. Check 53. Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time. He's checking. Crash. Shift.
They'll go with Foreman. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Slam. Shift. Check three.
Now a toss play. This is Foreman. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's 3rd and goal. On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. Caught by Wilson. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Marr able to put this one through. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. From the gun, it's Wentz. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Throwing is Wentz. Rolling to his now loose football. The ball comes out. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower postgame. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's carry number 1 for Jordan Howard. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Wentz. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Will Harris. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing. Yeah, and that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. We see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss.
Check, 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 check. Six.
Now on 2nd and 13. Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 16 yards, a first down.
16 yards. First down, Cowboys.
Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. 10-0 the score after one on EA Sports. Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. Prescott off play action. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. A big play here for Dallas. 42 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Prescott to throw it. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. They'll throw again. Prescott. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And again, it's Prescott. This to Jarwin. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 19. If there was one area that the coach emphasized in our pregame meeting, it was red zone offense.
In a sense I got from it, and I think you did as well, they weren't real happy with how they were executing previously, so they put a lot of time and effort into it because getting points is paramount. Doesn't matter what you do otherwise, don't leave the red zone.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. And now it's blocked. It's picked up, a live ball here. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, 5, and he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points. Following the botch PAT, they're set to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic.
Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off Byron Jones. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. He's had it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
On 1st down, Foreman. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The corner, Ronald Darby, comes up to get it. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
We're going to 54. Why? Check 50. Here we go. Going to 54. Going to 54. Why? Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
To throw is Prescott. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Looking to throw. Prescott. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. A carry for Foreman. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, we're looking at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. Couldn't get in there, though. The line of scrimmage is the 2 here on 3rd and goal. On the toss, here's Foreman. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down. The kick by Marr is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And last time, 1-play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Wentz now to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Hey, high 7. Match by 4. You must be dreaming.
Right there, 54, right there.
Lion. Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this down deep on the Cowboys side of the field. So with a big gainer anyways, he'll go ahead and take that instead of the pass interference call.
They didn't need the penalty. It would have been different, right, if they had somehow lost some yardage somewhere, but they did not. Gained all they could, down to the spot of the foul. Nothing to be gained by taking the penalty.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Hey, Red 5-2, on here.
Throwing on 2nd down. Wentz. And he slides to avoid the hit. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And he's going to be dropped. back at the 15-yard line.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
Kill. Switch it, come on, switch it.
From the 31, Prescott. This one hauled in by Sample. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. A 1st down carry by Elliott. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the 41, Prescott. Being chased out left. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a 1st. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. 1st down, Prescott. He's got a 1st down and much more inside the 20 and all the way down to the 5.
We got this.
A very solid gain of 27. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this 1st half. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time.
Go.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike. We got 46. 53. +4. 53 to Mike. 53. Check 53. Check the outs. Check the outs.
Mike, 53. 53. Mike.
Time to go. Night. Hey, kill. 47. 26.
Here's Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Let's go.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Time here for likely 1 play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Well,
and at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
To throw, it's Wentz. He is going to find Hill here. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30. So the big play nullified, illegal forward pass.
And maybe we know why they were able to get such a good chunk of yardage on that play. That pass was illegal.
Here's Matt Bosher now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is brought in at the 21. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Prescott, he's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay, because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Here we go, 47. Mike 51. Mike 51. Stand out, man. Here we go. Go to 54. Go to 54. Why? Get wide. Go to 53. 26.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. That escapes the sand. Oh, Prescott stripped. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Well, that's a down and distance coach is always talking about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
It's Hill, complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. That's good for 28 yards.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Go. 280. Here we go. Kill. Flag. Watch twins. Check 99. Check 99. Great 57. Kill.
On 1st and goal, Howard able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
They'll try again with Howard. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. And chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Wentz. Got a man open. It's Ertz. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz. His second touchdown on the season. And the Eagles make some inroads here on that deficit. Zerline good with a PAT. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively, getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Randy Gregory able to get him for a loss of about 3. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Now Wentz. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Working from the gun, Wentz. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off, Byron Jones. 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
That's right, baby. They don't want it.
Now Wentz to try again after the pick 6. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. He will push his way down to about the 14. Preston Smith there on the stop.
No lack of guts at all on that one. Normally in this situation in the red zone, that type of play isn't run, but I think they're trying to catch the defense off guard and also break tendency. No one really runs that type of a play. Guess what? We are. Let's see how you handle it.
Hey, kill. I got you. Tight dog.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target. And now it's third down.
NFL quarterbacks work so hard on their mechanics, and they do so much repetition and practice, off-season, the whole deal. They expect it to be autopilot once the games start. That way it eliminates any type of pressure.
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. picked up by Sidney Jones. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Will Harris. So their woes on offense continue. That's the second pick thrown here in the third quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised, but that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
He'll buy some time right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Derek Barnett in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Cooper was the intended target.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the kick.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about.
Here we go. Back. 280! You better be afraid of me. You better.
Running from the gun with Howard. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. On 2nd and 1, Wentz. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off with great anticipation. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so.
And he's into the clear. The 40, past the 20. 10, touchdown, Cowboys. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Marr now to add the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Hey, Haywood!
Wynn's going to try and throw on third. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. DeMarcus Lawrence make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Randy Gregory and Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. On 1st and 10, Prescott. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. The veteran Rasul Douglas able to break that one up. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's the bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of running play.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Preston Smith able to record his 5th sack of the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Derek Barnett, his 2nd sack of the night.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
This is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team. And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Now Wins. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 35. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. That one goes for 24 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Hey, 47. Off. 26.
Prescott on 1st down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys turn that interception into a touchdown.
There's no doubt in my mind.
Did you hear that? Do you hear that?
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
Going. She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still an attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And going deep for Hill. It got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A first down and then some, 36 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Wentz going to throw. They'll set up the screen to Howard. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Open man is Arcega-Whiteside. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Now the ball comes loose. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
A run there on first down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Go to 54, go to 54. Check the backer, check the backer.
They'll run with Foreman. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. Again, it's Foreman. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. 9 yards on the run there, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt the... And now a fumble. The ball's out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again, and who knows, you may meet up with this team again.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and that will be incomplete. Try to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Hey, orbit. Switch. Check now. Lefty.
Wentz to throw for it on 4th. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever has trusted confidence.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory.
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Malik Collins gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Throwing his Wentz. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Here's Wentz to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Dallas, they pick up win number 4 on the campaign as they emerge victorious here. And they'll have another road date next week with the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they suffer their 4th loss so far. And they'll be on the road next week.